I always heard people use the word nappy as a way to hurt my feelings, and it wasn't until I had to come to terms that there's nothing wrong with having nappy hair, like that's just a symptom of anti-blackness, that I started to really use that word for myself. So like, for example, I hate when people say my hair is curly, or they're like, oh, curly haired girls, because like my hair is not curly. And if you actually like look at my hair pattern, for as much as you can see, I really have like, it's zigged, and there's like no curl pattern in the way that we define that. And my hair naturally mattes, yeah? So like, oh, look, just buy these products and like you will also have good hair. Because now good hair does not mean straight anymore. Good hair just now means like a 3C, 3B hair texture. And so that's really interesting too, because whenever the natural hair blogs will show someone with 4C hair, which is very rarely, especially if they're dark skinned, you always have to be checking for dark skinned 4C people. Whenever they do want to show it, they always want to show us having to put so much products just to have our hair seen as acceptable. And it's just like, if I come out the womb and my hair is like this, you tell me I gotta add products just to chase something that's not me, like that's like really fucked up. And there's always this expectation within blackness, within dark skin, within nappy hair, that we need to do more, that we are born flawed, and we are 100% not born flawed, we are born whole. And these companies are flawed as fuck, and these natural hair gurus that tell you that you need to add all these products to be seen as acceptable, to seen as okay. There's already a lack of representation of people who have nappy hair, deep dark skin people who have to continuously hide their hair because our hair texture isn't being shown. So when we talk about the natural hair movement, we really need to be checking for dark-skinned, nappy-headed people, because they are the ones who are facing the brunt of texturism, colorism, featureism, all these things. So, and another thing that we need to talk about on top of the white supremacy, Eurocentric like idealization that we have, is also this concept of length. A lot of times whenever people want to show 4C hair, they want to show people who have 4C hair that's very long. I don't like this long concept is really embedded into the ways that we think about gender as well, because we feel like womanhood, femininity should be long. Yeah. So like if you don't have long hair, I feel like they don't want to show you within 4C. And 4C hair, like we need to also be checking for people who have short nappy hair, because like that is okay. Like, and you know, whenever people say like, how long is your hair? We always are like trying to measure it out like on length, and people would be like, oh, my hair is nappy, but when I stretch it out, it's this long. But it's like, why are we always thinking about having to stretch it out? Like that's just the hair texture it is. And like even the concept of like thinking length goes this way when our hair really goes this way. So someone has said to me under one of my pictures, they was like, oh, your hair is so pretty, blah, 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 but I wonder what it would look like straight. And I just think this is a really flawed way of thinking about things, because I don't want you to look at me and imagine my hair is straight. Like, do y'all look at white girls and think like, I wonder what her hair looks like nappy? No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't imagine what kinky hair would look like on straight hair. You don't imagine them like back combing and like, you know what I mean? So why do you expect me to have to straighten my hair? Like, once again, it's this expectation, this hyper criticalness that's always given to people who have very nappy hair and who are often very dark skinned. Like, it's just this like hyper awareness that that we just are consistently having, like, flawed. And it's almost like we don't want people to have nappy hair. Like, a lot of people's worst fear is having a daughter or having a non-man child that has like nappy hair. And it's like, why is that? Like, this is really like controlling our people. Our obsession with like length, our obsession with a looser curl pattern, our obsession with constantly manipulating our hair.